Hey there, Squirrel Army! Today I want to discuss the new panharmonicon on a stick, Elesh Norn, Mother of Machines. In this one, we're discussing it as a commander and in the 99. You can join the Squirrel Army by subscribing. Alrighty, so we're discussing the new Elesh Norn. I think, I was talking about the new Anointed Procession recently, and I have the same sort of feelings about this in a lot of ways. I really like it as a card. If you guys don't know what it does, basically, um, it doubles your ETB triggers for any permanent. So if your Sakura Tribe Elder enters the battlefield and it causes your Guardian Project to trigger, then your Guardian Project will trigger twice. So any ETBs on any permanents will trigger an additional time. And then for your opponents, it makes their ETB triggers don't trigger. So that's very powerful. It's another one of these symmetrical effects. It is certainly more than just panharmonicon on a stick, because panharmonicon only does creatures and artifacts and whatnot, but certainly the idea here, doubling your ETB triggers and whatnot, is the same idea, at least. And I think the comparison certainly is there for a lot of people, that it's panharmonicon on a stick. So that's what we went with here. So, for 7 vigilance for 5 is also not terrible stats. I'm just going to say that for, whatever it's worth. But obviously the abilities are the things that we care about here and what we can do with it. And as I was saying before, with the other commander, Mondak, there, the Anointed Procession on a stick, I do feel like, as I said, this is in the same space as that, in regards to being a good card, but potentially not as good of a commander. It certainly will fit in very well in any deck that's a Blink deck, an ETB deck, or whatnot, or even just in a taxing deck of some sort, because it's such a powerful card. It's a very good card. But the thing here is that, again, I don't think that this is a good commander. Not that it's a bad commander. I'm not trying to dismay it. I do think that there could be some stuff that you could do with it. And there are some really good Blink stuff in mono white. But that's the problem. I think, it does have to be a mono white Praetor there, I think. Certainly, I think that having it 2 colors would upset the color balance and upset all the color stuff that they've already been doing for a very long time. So it's just one of those things that we have to kind of, it is what it is. Again, I do think that you could potentially build with this as your commander if you want to take that challenge, because, as I say, a lot of people have built in to mono white and have been rather surprised about how good it actually is, or whatnot. It's not as bad as what they perhaps initially thought. It's one of those things that I would like to do a deck tech on it. If you guys want to see it, I will always do any deck tech that you guys want to see. So yeah, I would like to do it, certainly. And I do think this is a powerful card. I'm trying to think of decks that I kind of want it in, but it's such a good all-round card that it kind of could go in just about any deck where you have a fair amount of ETBs, at least, and it wouldn't be that far out of place, though you would really want it in a deck that has a lot of Blink or Flicker or whatnot, or even just a lot of ETB triggers that you can double, but you also want to be playing against a lot of ETB trigger style decks. So that says to me that you're playing in the metagame where, that really matters. A lot of the, more strong ETBs, like Dockside Extortionist or whatnot, some of those ones, Thassa's Oracle, etc., like you wanting to shut those down and whatnot, so that your opponents have to figure out another game plan or whatnot for whatnot, or try to just get rid of this. So, and then that's where the problem starts coming. I guess you could protect it with boots or greaves or whatnot. So it wouldn't be impossible, I would say, but I would say that this wouldn't be a high CDH deck, I would say. That I could be wrong on that, but again, I wouldn't think that this could rank very highly, at least. Maybe there's some combos that I'm not really thinking of or whatnot with it, but certainly I don't think it could be that amazingly good. It's not going to burn down the world, I don't think, sort of thing. It's just a decently good card, and it would be an alright commander, I think. It sort of starts getting the juices flowing when you start talking about cards like this, especially when they're legends, that you start going, well, how can I build around this, and what can I do with it? So it always enamors that and elicits that. So yeah, I am starting to think about how you could best take advantage of this. But like I just wanted to come along and sort of say, hey, this is a decently cool card, and I think it could see a lot of play, very certainly in the 99. And I think it is one of the cooler legends from the set so far, but it's just kind of hard for me to say that this is going to be a top tier commander coming out of the set. It might well be, certainly, but when you look at other sets, how popular some of the other cards have kind of been and whatnot, a lot of the Praetors as a commander haven't been that popular, to be honest. So you can just go by that metric, saying that they actually haven't been that popular overall. Like, they fit into the 99 very well of a lot of decks, but they don't really helm the decks per se very much. And that's the problem with a lot of these with all of these mono Phyrexians and whatnot. Like, you can just play, Atraxa and have almost all of them. So it's like, well, might as well play as many of them as I can, like, rather than just this one. So, but yeah, it's one of those things that it is certainly on theme with something, and a lot of them don't really do anything quote unquote on theme together. They just kind of do good things for you and bad things for your opponent, which is kind of, very useful anyway. So it probably will be fine. It doesn't really matter that they don't really synergize that much together. You're still probably going to have a fairly strong deck if you're putting this in the 99 of an Atraxa deck, or a 5-color Praetor's deck of some sort, which hasn't got a commander, but whatever. But still, yeah, that's what I think. You guys can always let me know what you guys think of this card, and if you want to, again, see a deck tech of this commander, write those requests down there in the comments below, and I hope to see you in the next one.